Company.
Conference tourney madness unfolding in front of us on a busy Friday night. Brackets go out on Sunday. BYU have a lot of local interest. Down 16. So Houston leading 48-32. So
what a shame.
The big payroll and I was going to say Cinderella. It's not going to. They're not Cinderella. Hottest team along with Colorado State in the country. Rough game today. We had a big argument. Our argument strong. A spirited discussion last week. Sam Paniadovich, who's one of our gambling insiders, he bets. So, and he puts his money where his mouth is. He thinks Duke is awesome. Well, now Cooper Flagg is down, the potential number one pick. He tweeted out a little while ago, Duke could make the Final Four without Cooper Flagg. I don't agree. I think with Cooper Flagg, they're really, really, really good. I don't think they're the best team in the country. I actually, at the time, said it, and I'll keep saying it, and I said it before the year. I think the two best teams in the country are actually Houston and Alabama. But we'll see. Mark it down. That said, will I put either one of those teams all the way through on all of my brackets? Absolutely not. We have a bracket contest at lvsportsnetwork.com. What do you do with brackets? Because you're not like an average college basketball watcher. So what's your approach?
Honestly, I just go by the favorites. And then once in a while, I'll be like, all right, I'll pick an upset here. Because, I mean, you got to get lucky on some of the upsets. So I try to keep it where the favorites are all lined up, and then I'll pick an upset here or there. I mean, I never win, though. I'm always the first one out of my bracket, so it doesn't really matter.
Most years there aren't as many upsets as people think there are. They just get crazy.
Sure.
When a 14 beats a 3 or if a 15 beats a 2. Or
it's usually early on, right?
A 1, 2, or 3 goes out before the Sweet 16. Like, it happens, but it's also hard nailing that. So going chalky, I think it's actually the right approach, although you never win. So,
well, it's because I probably picked the wrong upset. I probably just do it. I should probably just go chalk the whole time and not worry about upsets next time.
Right, or start picking upsets maybe in the Elite Eight.
Yeah, wait. Yeah.
But our contest is free to get in. Free. LVSportsNetwork.com, LVSportsNetwork.com. So it was a cool week in the NFL with free agency. A lot of movement from and to the Raiders. Seattle has had a week of recovery because there are, believe it or not, there are a lot of, I didn't realize there were this many Geno Smith fans, but when Geno got moved here to Vegas, there were a lot of people who came out of the woodwork and they're like, Seattle just blew it. They're screwed at quarterback. What the hell are they doing? Then they traded DK Metcalf. They moved on from Tyler Lockett. Has this been a good week of recovery? Sam Darnold. Now, Cooper Kupp. Also, we'll get to their defensive signing, who's a former Cowboy. Do you think Seattle's had a good week? Or does the Darnold thing just, it's just a negative Paul overall of it?
The thing is, these players are like if you already have a great team or a really good roster like the Vikings, you put Sam Darnold on it, they might look okay. If you already have a great roster and you just add Cooper Kupp as like your slot guy or something, or a third receiver, that's fine. But they're counting on guys who aren't franchise players to really be starters and kind of franchise players. So I don't really like what they did. I don't know what they could have done differently because there's slim pickings, but I don't think the guys that got it's like a huge haul or anything.
And as we pointed out earlier in the week, Darnold is in. We had one of the Seattle radio dudes on, and he said, well, they're not going to leave Darnold exposed as much as you think. They're going to go to more run base.
Well, that'll definitely help.
Right.
But then you got to work on that offensive line. I mean, there's a lot of things holes they got to fill still to be a legit team, I think.
Let's talk Cowboys because it wasn't very blustery. Again, it was a week of small signings.
Yeah.
I try to defend Micah Parsons often because I think he's like one of the top guys who gets, and I know some listeners hate this when I use the word aggregated. That basically means story comes out, it is then repurposed and kind of rewritten. Headlines are not accurate, and the story becomes something it really wasn't because it's sensationalized. I think that happens to Micah Parsons a lot.
I kind of agree. I think sometimes if I'm a Cowboys fan, but if I was a Cowboys fan, I'd be like, oh, man, stop, be quiet once in a while or something like that because he does talk a lot. In this case, though, what just happened, I'm on Micah's side on this one. I don't know.
Really?
I don't know what he could have done differently here because.
Oh, I think you don't say anything.
Oh, see, I don't agree.
DeMarcus Lawrence signs in Seattle. He's 32 years old, was really productive while he played last year, but then got hurt, which is the risk here. Lawrence said on moving to Seattle, Dallas is my home, but I know for sure I'm never going to win a Super Bowl in Dallas. So, yeah, we're here.
Okay, two things. One, you're not going to win one in Seattle either. Two, you were in Dallas for like 10 years, dude. Why didn't you win Super Bowl then?
Because
you were on the team.
Because the owner stinks and is meddling, and they make awful moves, awful signings. They play games. It's more about him creating drama for himself and doing the interviews. I'm with him. The upside of Sam Darnold, and I don't believe Sam Darnold's great. Seattle has won a Super Bowl. John Schneider's a good GM. I trust in Seattle management. Now they're going to have to pull it together pretty quickly here. This is not like a 24-year-old.
Yeah.
But Dallas, come on. Let's be honest here. I'll go full Cheryl Miller here. While Jerry is around, Dallas will not win a Super Bowl. And unfortunately, I think his son Stevie, is as big a problem. But I don't want this. I don't want to die. But I don't think they win a Super Bowl in my lifetime.
I agree with you.
With the Jones as the owners. That's the problem.
But they've had, how many years was DeMarcus Lawrence on that team where they went 12-4? They won 13 games a couple times. One year they had like 10 Pro Bowlers on the team. They've had good teams.
What's the biggest problem when they win and it gets to crunch time in the playoffs? How much does the game get sort of shrunk down to, hey, these are the best of the best in terms of coaches? Sure. I like Mike McCarthy to a certain degree, but has Jerry Jones had the best of the best as head coach, or has he had people who could tolerate him?
McCarthy won a Super Bowl. DeMarcus Lawrence hasn't. So the one factor
Jason
here is
Garrett.
All right, Jason Garrett clapped a lot, but Lawrence was a starter on a great defense, on a really good defense. They went to the playoffs. Did you make a play? Did you do anything special? Did you make it to? And if a guy leaves my team and then he immediately starts crapping on us, I'm gonna go out there too, like Micah Parsons. Hey man, shut your ass up, dude. Like, what are you talking about?
Parsons, after Lawrence said he's never going to win a Super Bowl in Dallas, so he's in Seattle. Parsons said, "This is what rejection and envy look like. This some clown s."
Look, man, I agree with him on this one, man. And again, I can't believe I'm defending the Cowboys. It makes me want to throw up, but
yeah. But I can't get super mad at a guy defending his club. But come on, if you watch Micah Parsons' podcast and you really kind of you listen, you delve into what he's saying, he knows it's true.
Kinda, but again, where's he going?
Say it, and yeah, you probably should defend against it simply because you have to convince other players to come. Now the problem is Jerry doesn't want other players who come at a high dollar mark. It's a mess there.
But do you think that Seattle is closer to a Super Bowl right now than Dallas? I don't.
I do find it really interesting. I do think Seattle. I think every team in the NFL is closer than Dallas.
All right.
I do think. Yeah, I think Seattle's closer.
I don't. The Cowboys have had a cut. Look, man. Again, I can't believe I'm saying this with the Cowboys because I hope Jerry stays forever.
They're a solid regular season organization.
They've had chances where they could have been, the NFC representative maybe, or been close to it. NFC championship game. They've been close to those and lost. But they went through, they played a Niners team that was really, really good. They played, they've lost to teams that are, again, I'm not saying they're contenders, but compared to Seattle, I think I'd rather have Dallas's roster if they're healthy.
For entertainment value, former teammate beefs are great. Like, I wonder how these guys got along in the locker room.
I know.
They've always been waiting to go off on each other.
I always wonder that, too. Because you see guys leave, like even Slay left the Eagles, and he said a couple things in an interview about Jalen Hurts. I was like, I wonder if those guys didn't get along or something. That's weird. They just won a Super Bowl together.
This is also why, we try to get on as many local people as possible. Because looking at the Dallas market and the Dallas team and the Dallas roster from afar, that doesn't tell the story. And, I would tell people outside this market, you probably know a lot less than you think you know about the inner dynamics of the Raiders, which brings us to the Niners. Griffin, what's this thing with, who is it, Juszczyk and Fred Warner and wives and...
Oh yeah, we got a whole freaking television show going on right now in the world of the 49ers wags, wives, and girlfriends. Basically, the day March 10th that Juszczyk was was cut from the 49ers team, the wife of Fred Warner, Sydney Warner, had multiple posts on Instagram with very subtle, cryptic messages like "the happiest of Mondays." She wrote in one, the next one. And the day just keeps getting better. Celebratory Diet Coke. And then I Just Want to Celebrate by Rare Earth was playing in the background of that one. So a lot of these cryptic messages on the day that Juszczyk was cut. And Juszczyk's wife, Kristen, is well known for making a lot of the 49ers gear and being seen in photos and in social media with Fred Warner's wife, Sydney. So it seems like there's a little bit of a messy beef going on with these women.
Is it possible she just got a deal on Amazon or something? Maybe it's nothing to do with transactions or anything.
Possibly, but when you drop that many posts on that particular day, it's a little weird, especially when she isn't directly talking about a certain subject. Everyone looking at them can't help but think, their mind goes exactly to there. There's beef.
Interesting.
Damn. It's pretty hardcore. Juszczyk's 33 and might be done in the NFL. So you're stomping on his grave and career might be over.
Your position might not exist anymore.
Oh, boy. Yeah, I think there's a lot going on with the Niners. Because I don't know if you've seen George Kittle's wife. She's kind of an interesting character.
Well, I would imagine anybody that marries George Kittle has to be an interesting character.
Well, she's also, I'm saying this positively.
Yeah.
She's also a Giant. Didn't we? In the middle of the show, we were referencing procreating to make basketball players. I don't know how many kids George Kittle has, but his kids are going to be massive.
Oh wow, she is tall.
Yeah, the wives around, the girlfriends around in some of these football teams. There's a next level of drama. We'll come back. Grab bag
from Jersey.
Oh, we'll have to. You know what? I've seen a couple of stories on her. I can't remember where she's from, but they're a match made in heaven because Kittle's a really unique dude.
Miss any part of your favorite radio show? Catch up at lvsportsnetwork.com.